Joining me on the set is our reporter, Claire Paccalin. Hello to you, Claire. Fresh back from Israel, reporting on the fighting for, about 10 days there, including you witnessed firsthand Iran's massive missile strike on Israel. Tell us a bit about that.
Sure. It was a bit like seeing shooting stars going through the skies. We actually were in Jerusalem when the attack happened. It was nighttime, so we could see the two bursts really of missiles coming across. It looked exactly like that. The images you can see every now and again. That's it. When you see it blowing up, that's when it's getting intercepted by either Israel's air defense system, or on that night of Iran's attack, the US supported Israel on intercepting those missiles coming through. Now, just a small number of people were hurt. One person was killed in the occupied West Bank. A Palestinian was killed there. It's worth noting that in the West Bank, people don't have shelters they can get to easily. But overall, given the scale of the attack, thanks to the air defense system, which is in place, and the warning system as well, there were not large-scale injuries or deaths. The IAF, so the Israel Air Force, says that some of its bases were damaged, but not significantly, that it was mostly maintenance and offices that were damaged, and that they are still operating at full capacity.
How does that warning system work in Israel?
So in Israel, there's an app that you can get on your mobile phone, and it has notifications. You put your notifications on, and you'll get a little notification every time there is a danger of a rocket attack in a certain area. The app will tell you. I think we can see a screenshot of it on our screens now. It's a red app, and when there's a moment where there's an attack happening, the area on the map will show you. So if you're in that area, then obviously you need to get to a air raid shelter, or you need to get to you need to lie down very quickly if you can't get to a shelter quickly. I can show you now the images that you just saw. I think we need to play them again so that you can fully understand. I filmed them in the town of Safed in the north of Israel. It's very vulnerable to rocket attack from Hezbollah. We just stopped the images there because I need to actually show you them properly. I want to show you them and actually commentate them. We were in Safed when there was an air raid went off. We knew that it was an alert. It went on our mobile phones, and you could see at the beginning in the skies Hezbollah rockets being intercepted by the Iron Dome, and of course everyone running to a shelter. So let's play those images again so you can actually see what it was like being in an alert in Safed. There are the rockets in the skies. That's the air raid shelter. Everyone running. This was a couple of days before Iran's attack. And that's the inside of the air raid shelter, where you stay for about 10, 15 minutes usually until you get the all clear. Now, it's really important to remember that, of course, on the other side of the border in Lebanon, people don't have that kind of a warning system. They don't have shelters easily available for them to get to. Israel has obviously stepped up its bombing campaign in Lebanon in recent weeks. And of course, you're seeing tens of thousands of Lebanese having to flee and several hundred being killed as well. Now, some of those killed will be Hezbollah fighters, but not all of them. And Lebanese civilians are getting killed as well. So there is a big difference in terms of the preparedness on the Israeli side of the border to the Lebanese side.
Yeah, you also spent time in northern Israel. What was it like there? What did people tell you?
Well, it's very quiet up there. The towns and communities that are closest to the border with Lebanon, they were evacuated nearly a year ago when Hezbollah first started launching rockets into Israel on a daily basis. We visited some towns where people are still living, but it's very quiet on the streets. People aren't really going out much. Schools are closed, so kids are doing their lessons from home. And quite a lot of people we spoke to were weighing up whether they wanted to stay or not, because they are living, just like in Safed, they are living with this daily threat of rocket attack coming across the border from Hezbollah. And of course, there was the attack as well in Iran, from Iran on Tuesday night. So some people thinking, is it time to leave? I spoke to a woman in a kibbutz, it's called Sar, in the north of Israel. And Sar a rocket got through. It wasn't intercepted by the Iron Dome. And she told me, I think I need to leave. Her house was 50 meters away from where the rocket struck. A few people were injured. No one was killed. And I've spoken to her since, and she has now moved away, a bit further away. She's feeling that she needs to be a bit further away from the border. So certainly in the north of Israel, it's an area where people are weighing up whether it's safe to stay or not.
What was it like covering the killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah?
Well, that was on the Friday evening. We heard, first of all, about this massive blast in in Beirut. Our correspondents, our team were there, and it was really something that shook the city, and huge amounts of smoke. And while we didn't know on the Friday night whether Hassan Nasrallah had been killed or not, clearly, given the scale of the strike, there was a general feeling that that's an image there of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister. That's him in New York just before he spoke to the UN General Assembly. We understand that's a picture of him green-lighting the attack on to targeting Hassan Nasrallah. He did that just before speaking to the UN General Assembly. The attack happened later on in the day, and it was only the next morning, on Saturday morning, that Israel confirmed that it had eliminated, in Israel's words, Hassan Nasrallah, and a few hours later, Hezbollah confirmed it too. I mean, it was a huge piece of news. He has been the leader of Hezbollah for more than 30 years, so it was a really big deal.